Most people want greatness, but very few are willing to pay its price. They talk about wanting to build wealth, leave a legacy, and change the world. But when the sacrifices become real, when it's time to trade comfort for commitment, almost everyone folds up. Welcome to Mind Elevate. Our channel has one core mission, and that is to help you rise to your higher self. We help you elevate your life with our daily dose of mind-uplifting content and empowering resources. Now, let me be blunt. Success is not for the faint of heart. It never has been. If you want to build extraordinary wealth, a lasting legacy, or a business that changes lives, then you have to understand this truth. Success demands obsession, not convenience. If you are not ready to give everything, then you might as well stop pretending you want greatness. Look at the icons you admire: Richard Branson, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. These people are remembered not because they lived balanced lives, but because they went all in. Every single one of them lived in their offices for nearly a decade. They slept at work, ate at work, showered in office bathrooms, and used every ounce of time and energy to push their vision forward. For 10 years, their office wasn't just a workplace. It was their home, their battleground, their laboratory of greatness. Elon Musk himself has said it: "If you give me a man who works 80 to 100 hours a week, he will accomplish twice as much as someone working 40. It's math. Do you hear that? It's not about being smarter, it's about being relentless. Most people don't want to hear this truth. They'd rather listen to comforting lies about balance, shortcuts, and manifesting success. But reality doesn't bend to your feelings. Reality rewards those who sacrifice more than others are willing to sacrifice. For years, corporate leaders danced around the idea of work-life balance. They told employees to pace themselves, to protect their energy, to aim for balance. But here's the truth: there's no such thing as balance. Jack Welch, the legendary CEO of General Electric, put it best: there is no such thing as work-life balance. There are only work-life choices, and they all have consequences. If you choose work, you may miss birthdays, anniversaries, or family dinners. That's the price. If you choose leisure, you may stay broke, mediocre, and regretful. That's the other price. Every choice carries a consequence, and no one escapes that reality. The question isn't whether you'll pay, it's which price are you willing to pay? Would you rather miss your child's 16th birthday or die broke, watching your family struggle long after you're gone? Would you rather sacrifice a few holidays now, or sacrifice your entire legacy forever? That's the uncomfortable truth most people run from. But greatness has never been built on comfort. It has always been built on sacrifice. Here's why most people fail: they simply don't work hard enough. Most people today think working 40 hours a week is exhausting. Some pat themselves on the back for hitting 45 hours. Others exaggerate, thinking they're grinding, but the reality is, when you break down their day hour by hour, they waste more time scrolling through social media than actually building their dreams. Let me give it to you straight. If you're working 40 hours a week, you're average. 60 hours a week, you're moving ahead of the pack. 80 to 100 hours a week, now you're in the arena where legends are made. But most of you aren't anywhere near that. You claim you want to build generational wealth, but you treat it like a hobby. You talk about being a millionaire, but you still sleep in, binge Netflix, and waste hours gossiping online. High performance is not part-time. There are no part-time legends. Let me share something personal. When I was building my career, I was dragged out of my office by security guards because I had stayed there for 8, 9, even 10 days straight without leaving. I ate at my desk, slept on the floor, bathed in the office bathrooms, and had my secretary bring me clean clothes. What? Because every minute wasted commuting, every distraction, every break was time stolen from my mission. I was obsessed, and obsession is the only language success understands. Even my father, who worked in law enforcement for nearly 3 decades, never took a day off. When he retired, he had accumulated over 700 unused days of leave. That work ethic burned into me. I never saw my father slack off, so why would I? The truth is simple: the habits you live by will shape the destiny you experience. If your habits are weak, your results will be weak. If your habits are obsessive, your results will be extraordinary. Let me be clear, this path isn't easy. In fact, the fallout rate is brutal. Over 60% of people who claim they want to live at a high-performance level eventually quit. Many lose marriages, friendships, or business partnerships along the way. Because the moment you miss your first birthday celebration, your first Christmas, your first anniversary, that's when you'll see how supportive your friends and loved ones really are. People will say they believe in you until your mission inconveniences them. That's when you'll realize the road to greatness is lonely. And yet, despite the sacrifices, despite the losses, ask yourself this: would you rather endure temporary discomfort now or eternal regret later? Most people don't just fail because of laziness, they fail because of fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of sacrifice. But here's the truth about fear. Fear is nothing but false expectations appearing real. Fear convinces you that you'll fail again, that you'll be rejected, that you'll embarrass yourself. But those are illusions. The reality is, fear is the biggest liar you will ever face. And the only way to silence fear is through action. Not reading another book. Not listening to another motivational podcast. Action. Relentless, consistent, disciplined action. And let's not forget, society doesn't make this easier. The moment you rise above average, you will be hated. Bill Gates has haters. Elon Musk has haters. Steve Jobs had haters. I have haters. Anyone who dares to do something extraordinary will be criticized by those who do nothing. Why? Because your success reminds others of their mediocrity. Your ambition threatens their excuses. And so they attack. But here's the truth. Haters are a sign you're moving in the right direction. No one criticizes the invisible. Still don't believe me? Let's talk math. If one person works 40 hours a week and another works 100 hours a week, who's going to move faster? The person putting in 100 hours achieves 2.5 times the progress in the same time. Over a year, that difference becomes monumental. Over a decade, it becomes destiny. That's why Elon Musk says he'd rather hire someone working 100 hours a week than two people working 50. Because one obsessed person beats two half-hearted ones every single time. The difference isn't intelligence, it's commitment. It's horsepower. It's sweat. High performers share common habits. They don't procrastinate. They don't waste time. They don't seek approval. They don't get emotionally derailed by criticism. They live by discipline. They manage time ruthlessly. They clear their desks daily. They focus on results, not excuses. And most importantly, they surround themselves with people who share the same fire. If you want to know your future, look at your friends. If your friends are lazy, broke, negative, and always looking for the easy way out, guess where you're headed? Greatness demands you cut dead weight. Choose your circle wisely because their habits will become yours. If you take nothing else from this, remember this. Success is not about balance, it's about choices. It's about deciding once and for all that comfort will no longer control you. It's about giving up the fantasy that you can have extraordinary wealth with an ordinary work ethic. It's about deciding that you would rather suffer now than regret forever. Most people waste 50%, some even 80%, of their days. They live distracted, uncommitted, and passive. And then they wonder why life feels empty. But you don't have to be like most people. You can step into a higher standard. You can decide today to raise your work ethic, to cut out distractions, to embrace sacrifice, and to build something that outlives you. The choice is yours. Will you chase balance and live average? Or will you embrace obsession and live legendary? We have come to the end of today's video. Thanks for staying till the end. We're building a tribe of focused, fearless creators who are done waiting and ready to recreate their lives. And I am inviting you to be a part of this community.